Hello everyone, it's Mike Levin and I'm going to show you how to fight the chaos of Windows 10. You'll notice I have everything removed from the taskbar, from the clock to the tiles under the start menu. And I only have remaining these icons which get covered when something gets run, and they're only here for the keyboard shortcuts like Control-Alt-T, which I'm doing right now, to bring up full screen Linux terminal, the command line interface. And this is a full Linux boot you just witnessed because I had just freshly restarted my system. And it's full screen, but still I have access to all the rest of the virtual desktops I have running, which I can switch left and right between real easily and quickly. I can go into my journals and I can go to my second buffer, which is where I keep my personal public journal, the one where I type to you every day. And this is where I would normally start talking about stuff, but I am using this video to show you how I set up screen 1, 2, and 3 to reflect my icons 1, 2, and 3. For anyone who uses Jupyter Desktop, JupyterLab, you might be impressed to see how fast this runs after clicking the icon. Full screen application, no web browser, and it is not even Jupyter Desktop version. It's in my GitHub repo by default. And the amazing thing here is if I start a new notebook and I import sys, and then I show you my Python executable with sys.executable, notice home healess pi 310, which is my virtual env, to the Python 310 executable. And notice the forward slashes in the Unix path. This is being served from Linux side. This is being hosted by a Jupyter server running on the Windows Subsystem for Linux, similar to how I have screen 1 going. Now on screen 3, I always bring up the web browser, so it's, you gotta have the web browser there. And this is my default setup, screen 1, 2, and 3. Command line interface, Jupyter, and browser. And then these are used for other things, but I will use screen 4 to launch another instance of the terminal to show you screen-ls. That is a list of my GNU Screen terminal sessions running, and you'll see one of them is in fact a detached version of Jupyter, so that even if I closed this window, Jupyter remains running. You want to see it? I can screen reattach to Jupyter, and there it is running. There's all that stuff that you see normally when you have to allow Jupyter to run with a server window showing. Now Jupyter Desktop, which a lot of you might be getting familiar with now, which has just been introduced, runs this stuff Windows side. And whenever you upgrade Jupyter, which they had a new upgrade, you have to uninstall the two versions, the server component, the client component, and then you have to reinstall it. And I got tired of all that nonsense, so I decided to just make Jupyter run lovely full screen. You might be like, oh, that isn't as full screen as it could be. Well, let's go into here, and typical of how these Microsoft Edge applications work, you'll usually be able to find this little familiar thing here. Look at that. Super full screen. You want to get rid of tabs and make it a really focused editing environment? You just throw it into simple mode. Tabs are gone up there. Want to get rid of the thing to the left, hit Control B, make that font a little bigger, and look at what a wonderful Python coding environment this is to learn new stuff. You ever curious what the Hello World program is in Python? That's it. That's Hello World. Thank you very much. Mike Levin, helping you fight obsolescence and helping you fight the chaos.